resources, your time, your attention, telephone, TV games?
Either.
No.
Brothers and sisters fight, brothers and brothers fight, sisters and sisters fight.
They fight when they're close in age, they fight when they're spread apart by years.
Okay, it can be very frustrating for parents to hear somebody in the other room saying, it's mine, give me that back, he hit me. Then a parent comes in and doesn't know exactly what happened. So what do you do?
In a case like that, you can't assume anything. If you start taking sides, you're going to cause resentment. You typically will paint one child as the victim and one child as the perpetrator, and you just have to stay out of the middle. You just have to assume that they're going to have to solve some of it themselves, and you will have to take whatever it is they're fighting with away from both of them because you don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah, don't take sides, don't get caught in the middle of that. And that applies to any age. Kids, even the littlest kids can start doing this, right?
Sure. When you have an 18-month-old, they view the whole world as theirs, and they don't even see a separation of what belongs to them and what belongs to everybody else. They don't even really understand the concept of sharing very well. But certainly preschoolers on up can understand that concept very well.
Mm-hmm. Now, your kids will do this because they want to have control of the situation, but you don't want your kid to feel that they are bad or naughty necessarily, right?
No. If you start typecasting your kid, and one's always the victim, one's always the perpetrator, you're going to cast them in a mold that might be wrong about half the time. Very often it's the perpetrator, it's the victim, the innocent one, who may be provoking things to get a response out of you and to kind of get the other one into trouble. So you can't assume that one is always at fault.
The one who seems like the innocent one.
Exactly.
Right. Don't teach conflict, and you suggest you teach problem-solving skills instead.
Well, what you want to do is teach kids ways of negotiating with each other that are developmentally appropriate for them so they can start to solve their problems in a peaceful way and find out that this works better for them. And hopefully the sibling rivalry that they have will be sort of a training grounds for when they get older. They've learned how to resolve some of the conflicts in their own family with their siblings that might put them in good shape later in life out in the world.
For instance, if my sons are arguing over a particular toy, what might I say to them so they can figure it out?
You might suggest that they work out something with a timer where one of them has it for 5 minutes, use an oven timer or something like that, and then the other one gets it, or that they look for something else to do and maybe trade off in a few minutes, something like that.
Okay. I've taken notes on how to handle this. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Dr. Howard Gollup of the Falls Medical Group talking about sibling rivalry. As long as you have more than one kid, you're going to have that. You know what? When it comes to computers, your kids are probably playing with computers, and they can find just about anything over the internet. This couple is proving
issues. Here they address the bigger ones.
Right. So every time we come in for a visit, what should we be expecting next? Are they where they should be?
Those questions and things like immunizations get covered in regular checkups.
Yeah, you want to play with my stethoscope?
Those questions and things like immunizations get covered in regular checkups. Beyond that, pediatrician Dr. Howard Gollup says, watch for 6 tests. First, a lead test. High levels of lead can cause a myriad of cognitive problems, some major, some minor.
But you hate to have anything that's injurious to the brain in a child whose nervous system is developing so quickly.
Next, a hemoglobin test for iron deficiency. It's especially important if your child is a picky eater. Third, a simple urine test is the one thing that would signal potential kidney problems. 4, a vision test would detect one of the more common childhood challenges, nearsightedness. 5, some say get your child's hearing tested at birth. Dr. Gollup says at least make sure it's done by the age of 5. And 6, it may surprise you, but check your child's cholesterol if the parents have major problems with their own cholesterol or heart. Finally, a footnote. Follow your child's development, physical, social, emotional. Discuss any concerns you might have with a pediatrician. Most of the time we're told never to compare one child to another, but in this case, it does give you a place to start. While each child is an individual, anything unusual should be brought to the attention of a pediatrician. With Healthy Living, I'm Julie Feldman.
It can be a direct link to cancer. It's a commonly transmitted virus, and the number of cases of HPV are on the rise in this country. Tonight, Fox reporter Christine Devine tells you exactly what this virus is.
HPV? Oh, I've heard it somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Hospitals participating in Vietnam.
HPV is the virus that causes genital warts as a result of sexual contact. It's because